listen, I don't think it was entirely unexpected,
Sure.
Tom, that Devin McCourty is retiring, but it's still a bummer. It feels like the end of an era.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, the Patriots are going to cast about for a replacement for an irreplaceable guy. On the field and off the field, what he meant to the community, what he meant to the media. And when I say what he meant to the media, that's not being self-important about, hey, it's all about us. It was a very unique way of a player being able to articulate what the mindset of the team was, what the mindset of the leader was, how he would defend, whether it was Mac Jones or Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, and articulate plainly and honestly how the team was thinking. And this isn't the Arizona Cardinals or the Cleveland Browns or some grab-ass team. This is the most important franchise in professional sports over the last 20 years. And to have Devin McCourty over the last 13, specifically over the last 8 to 10, be able to tell us how things worked and what the team was thinking was invaluable.
Really carried the torch for the second iteration of the Patriots dynasty in terms of bringing to the table and letting us all know what Patriots culture means. And he was all about it on the field and off, and everything that Tom just said about how well he could explain to us what was really going on in the room on the field. That's why he's going to be so highly coveted as a free agent going into the media world now.
Yeah, and Phil, you guys have both talked about his leadership and that Patriot way. I mean, that position of being a leader in that locker room, it's fewer and further between who have been there for the entire iteration, who have won Super Bowls under Bill Belichick, who played with Tom Brady, who sort of understand the fabric of this franchise. So where will Devin McCourty be missed most? Will he be missed as just a safety on the field? Or, Phil, will he be most missed in that locker room to kind of help guide the younger players and help them understand what it takes to be a champion in the NFL?
It's really hard for me to pick one because I think it's going to be really difficult in both facets. I mean, you have Matthew Slater. He will be back. He will be that pillar of Patriots culture still in the locker room. David Andrews is one of those guys. They have some younger leaders, younger captains, Dietrich Wise, Jawan Bentley, Mac Jones, obviously, that maybe will be able to take a step up. And, Tom, something that Devin has been very open about over the last couple of years especially is that he needed older guys to move on so that he could grow into the role that he eventually grew into. Gerard Mayo, Vince Wilfork, those were the voices of the Patriots defense well before Devin McCourty. So maybe his retirement will lead to an elevation for one of these younger guys.
It's exactly right. It's time. It's time for players to move on. Gerard Mayo spoke to us at the Super Bowl last year about we need new leaders. We need new blood leading this team. Hopefully it's some of our better players. But you look at guys like Kyle Duggar, who should ascend. I'll even say somebody like Marcus Jones on the defensive side of the ball, Ramondre Stevenson. There are leaders there, but everything always has to replenish. One day we'll leave and there'll be new people in this organization doing the jobs that we do, and it will still have a characteristic. It's the nature of things. But with Devin McCourty and the success that the team had and the success of the locker room, it always passed on, whether it was passing on from Anthony Pleasant with the Browns, who Belichick brought in to pass it on to Mike Vrabel, to pass it on to Gerard Mayo, to pass it on to Devin McCourty, to pass it on to whoever comes next. It's rare that you have a program that even stretches back 10 years, never mind 23.
On a personal level, because people always like to hear what guys are like behind the scenes, what will you always remember and sort of tell people about Devin McCourty, both of you?
An incredible ball buster, just relentless ball buster.
No doubt.
But like Mayo, I can be a little fast and loose with my times and punctuality. With Mayo and with McCourty, these guys were so professional. They rose my level of performance coming in here, especially McCourty, because he worked so hard at this. And he'd always be on time and ready to go. And just terrific guy to work with.
The one moment that I had with him was after Super Bowl 53 that really kind of encapsulated everything he was. Obviously a champion, great player in big moments. But I asked him about the play his brother, Jason, made in that game. One of the best defensive plays of that game where he breaks up the deep pass down the middle to Brandon Cooks. And I said, man, what a play by your brother, right? And he goes, he should have been there even earlier.
See, ball buster.
He missed it earlier in the game, and the Rams couldn't beat him on it. He was just doing what he was supposed to do, laughing the entire time. Exactly right. Chop buster to the nth degree. And when we talk about people, I just want to mention this quickly because I know we're going to move on. People who may be able to help fill his shoes. One guy who's not currently slated to be on the roster next year that I would think, both on the field and off, could help in that regard, Trenni. The guy who was here in this studio just a few days ago, Jonathan Jones. Jonathan Jones has the skill set to be able to play free safety in this league, especially on this team where he knows every position, really smart guy. It wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots are considering that going into next season.